Good afternoon. I'm Bill over here in the. This might be a short one today. I can't get through a sentence without coughing up something. I apologize. If you're in the. I'm here in the FRNC. Here we go. Talk about going off the rails before you even get into the station. Or maybe not. Today I'm just talking about if you're 55 or older, if you're looking into retirement or working toward retirement or whatever the case may be, and you've got something you'd like to put some time into, I'm highly suggesting YouTube. That's what I'm doing. My goal is to do this until the day that I die. And the day that I die is going to be 25 to 30 years from now. That's my goal. It might not happen that way, but hey, you got to have goals. That's what I'm saying. And you're thinking, well, Bill, I'm getting ready to retire and I already have a hobby. Well, great. Why don't you put your hobby on YouTube? I'll get to that in a minute. But if you're like me, I'm looking at several things when I started a YouTube channel. And one of them is I'm too old or blah, 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 or I'm too late and all that kind of stuff. But then I realized this, and I want to pass this on to you. Age is a superpower. The more you know, the more you know. You have to be 25. You don't have to be 25 or 30 or 15 or whatever to do this. I don't consider YouTube a social media platform. I don't see it that way. Now, you can put up a lot of shorts and do something like that, but I don't see it as a social media platform. I see it as a platform that's going to last a long time because, I mean, just me alone, one of my first videos I put up in 2015, 2017, something like that, a long time ago. I just did it to put it up there. It's still getting watches. It's still getting some likes every now and then. And it's even a technology thing that's clearly outdated. Something from 9 or 11 years ago is clearly outdated technology, and yet some people are still having interest in it, which is a very interesting thing. But your age is a superpower. You have a knowledge that a lot of people don't have. You have the experience that a lot of people don't have. I mean, young creators have energy. You have experience. And on YouTube, your experience is gold. Now, there are some myths, and the obvious myths are, oh, it's too late for me to start. You know, new channels are starting every day. Why would people watch me? Well, why wouldn't they watch you? It's never too late. And you have to say that going in. It's never too late. It's the idea of, well, what is that? What is the best time? What's the best time to plant an oak tree? And the first answer is 20 years ago. And the second answer is today. And if I'd have started a YouTube channel 20 years ago, that would have been amazing if I'd stuck with it. But it would have been better to do back then and stick with it. But I'm doing it today and I'm sticking with it. So it's never too late. That's a myth. And another myth that's obvious that we hear an awful lot is, well, if I'm doing a gardening channel, there's 50,000 other gardening channels out there. Sure there is. You could say, oh, my niche is saturated. So many people are doing it, but they might not be doing it your way. You see, even though other people might be doing something the same way, you have to realize it, that they don't have your voice. They don't have your story or background. They don't. And they don't have your angle, your twist on things. They don't have those things. Only you have those things. That's why there's so many, or there could be so many in your niche. If you're looking for a niche that's not saturated, that's a niche that nobody's watching. They're not. And of course, the other main myth is I'm not tech savvy. I have no ability. Well, if you have a phone, and just about everybody has a smartphone. I think my father-in-law has a flip phone, but he's 90-some. He doesn't need a smartphone. He's got a flip phone. It's all he needs it for. He actually uses his phone as a phone. So, but to say I'm not tech savvy, all you need is decent light, quiet space, and a phone. You can do a YouTube video. You can do a video. And everything else can be learned step by step by step. And that's kind of how I learned it. So if any part of you is thinking maybe I could do this, then just hang around for a few more minutes. I'm going to show you what's really possible if you're 55 or older and has nothing to do with AARP. Absolutely nothing. You just happen to be 55 or older. That's it. So here's a list of possibilities for you to consider, and for a YouTube channel, and some possibilities for some motives for doing it. Because you may be thinking, I've got absolutely no what kind of a reason would I have to start a YouTube channel? Well, let's go through a few of those. Excuse me. One is, it's just a creative outlet and fun. I have fun making videos. I have fun. I'm weird, but I have fun setting up a tripod and checking to make sure that there's some decent light and you can see my face. I have fun with the technology because I've learned the technology a little bit and I have some fun with it. So you may be a real fun person at gardening. I don't get it, but I'm not a gardener. For me, gardening, my extent of gardening is mowing the lawn. And I'm not really gardening. I'm just cutting things down that started to grow too much. And so gardening. And it's a creative output. And you enjoy doing it. It could be a craft. I know a guy. I love this guy. He's got a room in his house dedicated to a craft. And he makes leather things, things out of leather, from a time period, whether it's 50, 100, 120, 30, 50 years, a long, long time ago, like turn of the century or 18th century stuff, crafts made out of leather, and he spends hours in there, and he loves it. It's something he loves to do. It could be music for you, learning how to play an instrument or playing an instrument that you already know how to play. It could be travel. I know I have some friends. He's just retired from Southwest Airlines as a pilot, and him and his wife took their home down in Florida, made it into an Airbnb, and they bought a 45, they bought a 40-something foot catamaran, and now they're sailing around the Caribbean, the Bahamas, up to the east side of Florida, all these different places. They'd never sailed before. They decided they'd try it and see if they liked it. And obviously they tried and liked it. And for the past year, they've been doing it. She started a YouTube channel. And their YouTube channel is literally a vlog of their travels, their ins and outs, the things that break down on the boat, the things that are working well on the boat, where they're going, what they're doing, who they're meeting, all this kind of stuff. It's a travel vlog, but if you know them, it's a really fun thing. It is their creative outlet. Some people read books, and a creative outlet might be doing book reviews, or restoring something, or living in an RV, or living in a catamaran, or grandparent tips. I'm a new grandparent, 10 months into being a grandparent, which is really cool. I really love it. I spend a lot of time with my granddaughter, and I absolutely love it. But you're allowed to do something like this just because it lights you up. It may have nothing to do with you trying to monetize your channel and making some money. It's got nothing to do with that. You're allowed to do this, to have a YouTube channel, just because it's something you like to do, and you share what you like to do on YouTube. Here's another reason: legacy and storytelling. You may be a person that just likes to tell stories, and you could do that. Your videos can become literally a library of your stories, your lesson, your humor, your dad jokes, and your grandkids will look back and go, I remember him doing that with me. You could start a YouTube channel just for the sake of creating a legacy and telling the stories and telling your life and telling what you did and where you're going. You could do that, and it will be a voice that will last long after you. As long as YouTube is alive, your video is going to be up on there. And the way YouTube is going and growing, if they're making money, they ain't shutting it down. What can I say? So, I mean, how cool would it be if your grandkids could click a video and hear your stories in your own voice? That's where we are right now. It's not just pictures behind some plastic in a book sitting on a shelf that nobody will ever open, probably. So there's that. Here's another reason. You actually still want to have a real purpose, and you want to actually help other people's. And a YouTube channel could be about helping others with the experience that you have, your work experience, your life lessons, your the skills that you've mastered. Like a retired teacher could start a YouTube channel about study tips or learning certain whatever, that a retired teacher could do. She still want a retired teacher may still want to teach, but does not want to go into the school classroom anymore and do those things. So you could teach younger teachers, or you could teach students study tips, or you could teach younger teachers how to do things that they didn't think about. You could be maybe a former nurse, and you could start a YouTube channel about health education for people that have no clue about their own health. And you could just share the obvious tips that may be obvious to a nurse, but not to a lot of other people. My wife is a nurse who is also a nurse. Well, she's a nurse practitioner. She's double board certified in 2 different disciplines. So, yeah. And by the way, it's her birthday today. She's 29 again. Just saying. We'll go on from that. Could be a small business owner. And you could just teach business basics for younger entrepreneurs who don't have much of a clue, but they want to start something and they want to learn how. And you could have a YouTube channel that helps small business owners, and have them ask questions. And then because then you know that you could answer the question. You know that you're really helping somebody because somebody actually asked the question. So someone out there, now this is important. I want you to catch this. Someone out there is praying for the wisdom that you have, and you're downplaying it by saying, I don't really want to share what I've got. Well, that's entirely up to you. But I want you to know that somebody out there is praying for the wisdom that you have, the knowledge that you have, and they want to know. They're looking for someone to give them the best opportunity, and it very well could be you. Now, another reason for starting YouTube at your stage in life is extra income, even modest income. So you might be starting something that helps other people on YouTube. Excuse me. Hang on. That helps other people on YouTube. And the goal might be for you is just to make some extra income. Moving on into retirement. Maybe your Social Security or your IRA isn't what you thought it would be. And having an extra little bit every month could be pretty cool. So you can be very realistic with that, but also hopeful. Ad revenue can come in later. Now, YouTube is a long game. You're not going to make money going out of the gate. You're going to have to stick with it for a while. But even before you get ad revenue from YouTube, you could start using affiliate links. And you could create some digital products and some digital downloads that directs people to a service. You could do things like that. Your first goal for YouTube isn't money. It's learning the platform. The money that you could possibly make on YouTube is a byproduct. The money is a byproduct of you being relevant, helping people with your knowledge, the knowledge that you've spent a lifetime accumulating within that brain of yours, the skill, the expertise, whatever it is you have. The money is a byproduct of you helping other people. Throat's getting rough. I might have to cut it off. I did notice that we got a couple of people that have joined, so I need to push this button and make sure that it works. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it more than you know. Another reason for actually starting a YouTube channel could be this. It could be community and connection. Everybody wants to be a part of something. So having YouTube could actually build some community and connection with those people. And I know some YouTube channels that the community and the connection that you make with other people is almost as prevalent as what the owner of that YouTube channel actually is teaching about. There's a community. You start to recognize other people that show up every time, all the time, and that's cool. So, it could be for community and connection. Other people in your age group and people who want to share their interests, and you have the same interests. You don't have to be the celebrity. Think about this. You don't have to be the celebrity of your own channel. You could be the host of the party and create the party atmosphere depending upon what your niche is and what you're teaching. And that'd be a cool thing. Here's another reason for starting YouTube channel. That's personal growth and confidence. You're doing it because you want to build a new skill set. I used to be a person I used to be a youth pastor, and I would be speaking 2 to 3 times a week. For 23 years, I was a youth pastor, speaking 2 to 3 times per week to teenagers. That's a tough crowd. I want to tell you that. And when I stepped away from that, I stepped away from being a speaker, and I lost a lot of what I had built up with regard to technique and a lot of different things. I kind of fumble around a lot now. I could blame age, but I'm not going to. It's just me. I like being on camera. It helps build confidence. It keeps my brain active. It gives me new challenges to grow, and that could be the same thing for you. Staying curious and trying new things, like a YouTube channel, is one of the best anti-aging secrets there is. I look forward to doing these every week. A lot of times, even with nobody watching, I look forward to doing these things, and I appreciate it when people show up and people tune in to watch. So, if you've ever asked, what's even the point of me starting now? Well, I've just given you several points. It's the creativity, the legacy, the impact, possible income, connection, personal growth. So let me just give you 5 quick steps of how to actually start. Real quick, drop a question in. That'd be cool. But step number 1, choose one person you want to help. Not a niche, not a topic. It's just one person that you want to help. Like a new gardener that has a very small space to garden in. Or people that are newly retired and bored. Or maybe you're a photographer and maybe you just want to help a person who just picked up a camera for the very first time and you want to help them. Think about that. Choose a person you want to help, not a group of people, not a mass amount of people, just one person. Who were you 10 to 20 years ago that you wish had somebody like you now? Look at it that way. Step 2, pick one simple topic. One topic. So you got one person, one topic. 3 things I wish I knew before retiring. How I started a vegetable garden at age 60. Something like that. What I learned starting a YouTube channel at 55 plus. Step number 3, record with what you have. Use your phone. You don't need a fancy office or studio. You don't need fancy lights. You don't need anything like that. Just you and your phone, sit by a window. Be sure people can see your face because they want to connect with you. Prop the phone up on some books or something and then talk like you're talking to that one person about that one thing. That's all you got to do. Record with what you have. Step number 4, focus on helping, not perfecting. Because if you keep thinking, well, this doesn't look right, this shouldn't be right, I need to do this. Oh, it's not. Oh, I've lost my light. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Forget about perfection. Focus on helping somebody. If you start helping people, they'll watch. I'm hoping that what I'm doing, people will watch. That's my goal. Every time I start to do a video or do a live, I say, Lord, I want to help somebody today. Help me to help somebody. I get the biggest thrill in life seeing other people succeed because I help them, even if it was just a little bit. Like, if you've ever seen Lord of the Rings, the movies, the three original movies, The Lord of the Rings, I do not relate to Frodo. I relate to Samwise. I don't have to carry the ring. I don't. But I'd love to help the person who has to carry the ring. I get really pumped up about helping somebody else succeed. And that's one of the main goals that I want to do with this. So focus on helping. Step number 5, commit to a tiny challenge. Just one tiny little thing. So, in other words, in the next 7 days, film one video. Even if you never upload it, just practice talking to the camera. Sometimes it's kind of hard. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm in a room and I'm all by myself. I'm all alone. And I'm talking to a camera. But I know that on the other side of the camera are people that are either watching now or they're going to watch. I know that. So for you, commit to a tiny challenge. Just watch something. Or excuse me. Just record something. Pick up your phone, turn on video. And a little tip, don't use the camera on this side. Use one of these cameras. They're much better lenses. Use this one and just practice holding it in such a way that you know that you're at the camera, and look at that camera. As you can see, there's 3 little circles. I'm looking at those 3 little circles and I'm talking. Just practice. Just get comfortable and just move ahead with that. So I'm going to get ready. My voice is about gone. It doesn't take long. But in the comments, tell me this. What's one idea you might have to start a channel about? Just one idea. Just let's come up with just a bunch of ideas. So, I mean, whatever it may be. I mean, a lot of people, my wife every week video chats with her family up in New Brunswick, Canada. So they FaceTime and they're just talking into a camera, but it's also live and somebody's talking back. So that's kind of cool. So if you can do that, you can learn to make YouTube videos. And if you want more help, I'm here to help. As I mentioned earlier, my name is Bill. I'm in the FRNC. Thanks for watching. If you're watching live, cool. Leave me a comment. Say hi. If you're not, that's okay too. If you're watching on the replay, that's also good. I'd appreciate it if you'd like or subscribe, like the video, subscribe if you wish. And I do want you to make a home on YouTube and feel comfortable here. It's a great retirement hobby, and it could be a great source of income. I'm just saying. But for right now, I'm done. I'm out. Have a great week.